Sunday. From MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, it's the NFC Divisional Round Playoffs on EA Sports.
First of 4 berths in the conference championships on the line here as divisional weekend in the NFL is underway. And the opening kickoff will not be returned as that will be a touchback. So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. They're led out by the #1 overall pick back in 2018, Baker Mayfield.
And if he and his guys want to spring the upset here in the second round and move on, they've got to focus on the good that they did in the wild card victory. At the top of that list, protecting the football. Got a little careless last week. A few got away from him. Might not be so fortunate this time around. And if that's the case, they'll end up going home.
Here's Christian McCaffrey. His pops was a Giant for 3 years. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
Now the throw pulled in by Anderson. His first catch of the divisional round goes for a first down. He had 5 catches last week in their wild card win. Mayfield to throw it. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Mayfield. He's got his tight end. It's Tommy Tremble. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 40. Here's Mayfield. And he wisely will throw that one away.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
2nd and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. Here comes the 7th play in this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's 3rd down. Mayfield. And this is going to be incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. And did he have enough? He did. He kept it on line and managed to tuck it into the bottom right corner. And the Panthers stake claim to a 3-0 lead. Not a touchdown, obviously, but playoffs, you're on the road. At least you put something on the board.
I would agree with that totally. You're not exactly sending a message to the opposition, but you are letting them know that you came to play.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Kadarius Toney going to elect to bring this one out. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The former #6 overall pick of 2019, Daniel Jones, trots out to lead this New York Giants offense.
And he and his team, they were the beneficiaries of a first-round bye earned by a tremendous regular season. He'd been a little bit nicked up so he could use the rest. And I'm sure his teammates felt the exact same way. But now it'll be interesting to watch their first few drives in this one. Because sometimes getting the rest is great, but sometimes you accumulate a little bit of rust as well. Maybe they come out flat, and they can't afford that in the postseason.
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. The Panthers turn to their nickel set here as they get ready for 3rd down. Now Jones. And it's hauled in by Jared Cook. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. That's good for a 1st down. There's a guy who went over 1,000 yards receiving in the regular season, and now he's got his first catch in the playoffs. Throwing, Jones. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Jones to Barkley on the check down. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. Charles, did it seem like to you that maybe they were a little worried about his running prowess there? Because everybody kind of froze when he got outside the pocket, and they were able to throw it for the 1st down.
Absolutely, and you work all week getting ready for a game, and you know that the potential is there for him to run it, but you better take care of those receivers downfield. They can hurt you first.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Back to throw. Jones. And this is caught inside the 5. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. That one goes for 36 yards.
I don't think anyone would argue that having that extra week definitely helps come playoff time. And those were some fresh legs right there. That extra practice time and planning, certainly in evidence.
And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. He finds some way to turn this into positive yardage as he struggles forward for a pickup of about 2. And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. And he's going to bull his way into the end zone for a Giants touchdown. Punching it in from a yard away. And the Giants have answered that early field goal to take a first quarter lead. Gano the extra point, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. That time a 9-play drive, and it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And we see James, he will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. The Carolina offense about ready to go. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now, the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well. And 5 in the secondary now for the Giants on 3rd down. Mayfield now. Open man is Anderson. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 2 catches now in this divisional round matchup. That one, a 1st down.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the 1st. After 1, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Mayfield off the play fake. And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. Leonard Williams. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. Following the sack, Mayfield and the Panthers staring at a 3rd and long here. They'll set up to throw. Over the middle, that's complete to McCaffrey. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. That's going to bring up fourth down, only a gain of 2 there. So on fourth down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. On the return, Jackson. A very good punt, but a 16-yard return. And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10. So the Giants getting the football back here for their second drive. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Down at the 35, it'll be 2nd down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll go to Barkley again. A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
So 3rd down now. They need the 27-yard line for a first. Looking to throw. Jones. And this a leaping effort, but it's knocked away and incomplete.
There is something to a game plan when trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep. Try and throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
It's complete to Cook. And he is going to have the Giants' first down, as that'll be a gain of 15 on 4th. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Flush to his right. He completes it to Beckham. And the Giants are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as he's out of bounds at the 2.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
Back to throw again. Open man, he's got him. It's Tony for a Giant touchdown. 2 yards on the touchdown there, as his guys are able to extend their lead. That's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Carolina getting set to take the field. They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combination as they've got it 1st and 10. The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. And he's got room. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 52 yards rushing for him now, as he has been strong here in the first half of this divisional round matchup. One thing that's great about watching him run, Charles, he doesn't hesitate. He got to the left side of his O-line and just went.
So there's 2 ways to look at that. One, just absolutely unconcerned, just takes off and goes. But more the latter, I think, which is he has absolute confidence in the guys in front of him, the guys doing the blocking for him. He just takes it and goes with abandon.
1st down, Mayfield. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Now Mayfield. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also third down. Mayfield on play action. Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. And the Giants force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. But really not much secret there. Third and long, Charles, that he was looking to throw the football. And I would imagine as a defender, you're kind of salivating in that spot, right?
You certainly are, because third and long situations, they tip the scale towards the defense every single time. Now you're actually able to dictate and understand what the offense is trying to do. You know where the first down marker is. You set your defense that way, and maybe you can be a little more aggressive in certain situations because of that. You start focusing on your coverage assignment, and when the ball's released, you break on it and make a play, as we just saw there.
A first down carry for Barkley, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield. Well, sometimes when you try to defend OBJ, you're going to get a PI call.
He might get a PI called at just about any point during his route. And I think a lot of teams have taken the whole philosophy of, hey, just go ahead and do what you have to do and hope eventually they'll quit calling it. But not in this case. They dropped the flag for the pass interference.
And a high throw there as this is knocked away, down to the ground and incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Jones. And he'll find Hall. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Jones. There's Hall bringing in another one. And the Giants are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. That's to Galladay, and he's got it. Touchdown, New York. Kenny Galladay in the final seconds of the first half. And the Giants continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. Extra point try good by Gano. And the lead is up to 18 now. So not much time to work with here. 9 seconds remain in the half as this one is away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And with only 9 seconds remaining, and not much time, we'll see how they play this. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And some room to maneuver. And how about that for just running out the clock? And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Final play of the half, Mayfield. He's got a man, complete. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. So we've come upon halftime here in this NFC divisional round matchup. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando. That's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. This the first of 4 divisional round matchups coming up this weekend. We'll get back out to you guys in just a moment. But first, let's take a look ahead to tomorrow's other divisional round game in the NFC. And it looks like we've got a good one in store, as it's going to be the Los Angeles Rams matching up with the Detroit Lions. Meanwhile, in our game, we're set up for a terrific second half. So to find out who will advance to the NFC title game, let's send it back out to Brandon Godden.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. A trip to the NFC title game hanging in the balance. Second half action back underway. Here's Tony to return it as he brings it out of the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And they're in the position they expected to be in. They got the lead, home crowd behind them, and they're looking toward making that next step in these playoffs.
And I think a key for them is to put together some good, long, extended drives. Work the run in a little more with that big offensive line. I'm not saying get away from throwing the football. That's still working. But they run it more effectively, they may get even bigger plays in the passing game.
And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Jones now throwing on first down. His throw incomplete.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. 10 yards, good for a Giant first down. Back to throw. Jones. High throw, but the catch is made. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Looking to throw. Jones. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Hall. And the offense moving quickly to the line. On first down, here's Breida. He's going to get 4 out of this as he's down to the 10-yard line. 2nd and 6 from the 10. Back to throw. Jones escaping the pressure right. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Yeah, he is marked down right about on top of that imaginary yellow line, but they say he's a bit short. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th. Looking to throw. Jones. And this is going to be intercepted. It's the linebacker, Alex Anzalone. And the Panthers are going to take possession here as they got it at their own 4-yard line. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the 3rd quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this 3rd quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
85 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 15. And hold on here because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. On first down, this is McCaffrey. And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
And this is too far behind his man. He missed him. It's incomplete. Here's Johnny Hecker now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. Here's Jackson to return. And nice job getting free on the return for 13 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. Good starting field position for the New York Giants here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42. Throwing to start the drive, Jones. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. They've done a good job on these receivers, pretty much held them in check. They're a little too close for comfort.
And you're always looking for a play to get you going, right? You're looking for someone to make one. But maybe this penalty, this pass interference call, that can help shake them loose.
And he'll be out of bounds. A big hitter there. A first down gain of 26 yards.
Sometimes those lines that are drawn on a grease board or in a playbook, they come to life out on the field, don't they? And we just saw that on that outside hand.
And he's got his man. Beckham. Touchdown, Giants. Odell Beckham there to make the grab. And the Giants are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Gano the extra point, and they open the lead up now to 25. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
Exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play, multiple plays, that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. On 1st and 10, Mayfield over the middle, complete. It's Thomas. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. 1 quarter remains for a trip to the NFC title game. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Mayfield's throw is caught here by Anderson. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. Mayfield on 1st down. And that's going to be incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Meanwhile, Mayfield's throw complete there to Moore. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. The Panthers on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This time it's 3rd and 3. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. He's going to drop this down to McCaffrey. And he is going to have a Panthers first down, and he was able to get it by plenty. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3. Throwing, Mayfield. James has got it, complete. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. A good-looking drive so far for the Panthers, and a first down here. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Azeez Ojulari, the outside linebacker, coming up to drop him for a loss of a full 10 yards. After the sack on 1st down, Mayfield got his man complete over the middle. It's James. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short.
He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. Leonard Williams able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
Well, this has to count as a great team effort today, but this man, he's been at the center of all of it. Really special day for any defense to have this many sacks in a game, even more so for this player. One of the best individual efforts of the season.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. And the Panthers turned away on 4th down. And the Giants are going to get the football back. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And it would appear that that first-round bye certainly helped. They've looked fresh from the start and no letdown here as they lead big in this divisional round, and they look to book a spot in the conference championship. 2nd and 5 now. Jones throwing deep for Galladay. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Dante Jackson picks it. Well, that one was in the air for an agonizingly long time.
Just begging to be picked off, wasn't it? It's one thing if you're throwing a ball like that, trying to throw someone open or lead them into an area. But that ball needed to be thrown with a lot more conviction. As a result, it's an easy interception.
The possession of the football goes over to Carolina. Their hopes of advancing past this divisional round hanging by a thread, if that, as they begin here with a 1st and 10 on the wrong side of the scoreboard. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Now this airmail to the sideline. It's incomplete. And there don't appear to be any flags forthcoming. Maybe a little fortunate there. It's 3rd down. On 3rd down, Mayfield. And that incomplete, nearly intercepted. And remember, he had his hands on one earlier, had one pick. It could have been his second, but instead it's 4th down.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Desperation time. Mayfield on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. And the Panthers turned away on 4th down. And the Giants are going to take over in great field position. Well, that's another mistake there on the drop pass on 4th. And we've seen them do things like this all game.
It's not hard to figure out why they're down by that deficit. They haven't made plays that are going to do.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Apparently the week off hasn't hurt him one bit. 1,000-yard rush in the regular season. Get his first touchdown here in the playoffs. Perhaps the week off energized him.
And a great article in the paper this morning basically saying that they would not have won the division without him. And he's not their only piece, but I think that's a fair statement.
It's easy to say it this way. He's their main cog.
Well, they got the ball in great field position. One play later, boom, end zone. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. A good job defensively to hold that to 4 yards, and now it's 3rd down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. 5 in the secondary now for the Giants here on 3rd. To throw, Mayfield. Targeting Moore, and he's got him on the crossing pattern. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. And with this game well in hand, perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a first down.
Well, we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline because he certainly wants them to finish this one out the way they started it. He doesn't want to give up any soft completions, no late points. He wants this lead to stay right where it is.
Mayfield with it once more. Over the middle, complete into the hands of Trimble. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. Mayfield looks to throw. That caught by Trimble. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 32-yard line. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Mayfield. Another grab here for the dynamic Christian McCaffrey. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Buying time to his left. That's caught. It's McCaffrey again. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. So not quite a 1st and goal just yet as they come up now 2nd and inches. They'll throw again. Here's Mayfield. And that will be incomplete with the clock showing 18 seconds now to go.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
Well, I'm not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
From the gun, Mayfield. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. An incomplete pass on 1st down. Here's 2nd and goal. Defensively, you look at the numbers. Another incomplete pass that we just saw, and they're under 200 yards passing for the game, so they've done their job on that side of the ball.
Yeah, recently I was out.
And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. And the Giants season will continue at least another week as we say so long, everybody. So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we sign off from MetLife Stadium.